Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So were there 6? So we need 4?
we need one more. No, we got 4.
Four, yeah,
We got
four.
4, yeah.
Yeah, 4.
We're good.
Let's do it.
I think this chair's needed.
Do you want me to go ahead and start roll call?
All right. You like it?
No.
It's just too crowded.
They are, aren't they? Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with roll call.
Brent Parsley. Leslie Brassfield. Here. Leslie Trussler.
Here.
Dr. Prater Powell. Stan Rogers.
Here.
And Alderman Mark Messick.
Here.
All righty.
All right. Do we have an approval of the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. You should have received by email meeting minutes from the July 9th Recreation Commission meeting. Motion to approve those.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Citizen comments?
None.
No comments?
We all
No
look at-
citizens.
No comments from citizens? So we'll move on into programs report and we'll let Becky take it away.
So summer day camp went really, really well this summer, and I'd like to thank Katie West, who's sitting here next to me, because it was probably the smoothest summer camp we've had yet. And as you can see, I won't read you each week, but we've had roughly around 70 participants every week, which was close to the max number enrolled that came every single week. And it just went so smoothly, other than, you know, your typical minor issues that come with kids. It was a fabulous week. The counselors were fabulous. They had everybody busy and active, so that really cuts down on any problems you have. So I think everybody had a great week this year at Summer Day Camp. Any questions on it? Coach, we are doing a program with Vanderbilt University Medical Center. It's a 6-week program that addresses healthy weight for parents and children ages 6 to 11. It's really targeted to hit child obesity, but the theory is sign up the whole family, and as a family they go through this program so that they will be more health conscious as a family unit. So JB, Justin Bryant, and I are being certified through Vanderbilt Hospital. They are recruiting the participants for this program, so they're getting them, and anybody who participates, Vanderbilt's paying for their 1-year family membership. And then for 6 weeks, JB and I will meet with them once a week, and it'll have like an activity, an instructional component on healthy lifestyles, and then we also will get them familiar with the rec center so that they can have ideas on how to eat better and come as a family to exercise as well. And then they are also giving us a $1,000 donation for participating in the program that we'll probably put into some kind of wellness equipment. And then some of our programs and events that we're hoping to run this fall. The Children's After School program started up, was it last week or 2 weeks? It seems
Last
like they've
week.
already been back at school for a month. So that has taken up. We start homeschool PE August 20th, and that is every other Wednesday for students who are homeschooled. We are hoping to have a movie night in the park August 30th, and then a dive-in movie at the outdoor pool on September 6th. Then Amazing Family Night on September 12th. September 19th, we want to have a members-only swim, kind of geared towards those that do have membership packages. And then we are also going to do our Sensory Sensitive Saturday on September 27th. That is where it's open to families with children of special needs, and we turn off the water features, and the lifeguards don't use their whistles. It's just so that they can swim in a calmer environment at the outdoor pool. And right now, we're just trying to look for sponsors for pretty much most of them, because we have to pay for the licensing for the movies and whatnot. So we're trying to get sponsors for all of them so that we can hold these events this fall. So if you know anybody who would like to sponsor any of our events, send them our way.
So how much are sponsors? What are the classes?
So the movies we look, and it doesn't have to be one sponsor, it can be broken up, but the ones with movies are typically about 500, because that's about what it costs to purchase the licensing rights. Amazing Family, I believe, is 250, is that what or 300?
300.
And then Sensory Sensitive Saturday, I believe that's also 250 that we're looking for.
All right, we'll move on into the maintenance side of it. So our chiller finally stopped working after 20-some years. So we now have a rental unit on a semi-truck trailer behind the rec center. That's similar to what we will be getting come September. Our new chiller is scheduled to be installed on September the 22nd. So until we get that new installation, we'll be renting that chiller that we're using now. Fire alarm system, I think this was talked about at the last rec commission meeting. BankPac has gotten back to us. They've deemed our current system not repairable, so they're quoting a full replacement. They're saying that it's not possible to mix old parts with the new parts, so that quoted price there that you see is to completely replace the entire system, from the panel all the way down to all the devices.
Do we have anything to compare that to? Is there another company that could give us another bid for that, or is that kind of just standard?
Well, we could get another bid, but the issue you run into, especially with fire alarm systems, because we ran into this issue with the old company, because that's how we ended up with BankPac, right?
Mhm.
So the old company, we were having issues, one with service for them, and two, they kept giving us different pricing. So we reached out to BankPac and asked them for a quote. BankPac came back with reasonable pricing, but BankPac wouldn't service our equipment because they weren't monitoring the system. Most fire alarm companies, unless they're monitoring your system, they won't repair it because they don't want to take that liability. So if we look at other avenues, then we possibly would have to switch monitoring companies again.
So they're monitoring us now, and that BankPac is?
Yes.
So this $47,000, that doesn't have anything to do with the emails?
No, this is
That's
just.
over
this
and
is just
above
the
on
fire
top of
alarm.
this?
Yes.
That was $9,000, wasn't it?
The other things in those
Yeah.
emails? It was close.
Close to it, somewhere in that neighborhood. What was it for now?
Those were for the security side.
Okay.
There was a few doors that need repaired on the security side.
But they didn't cover it in a quote that they gave us, right?
Right, so when BankPac updated our security system originally, they missed, their salesperson, which is no longer with the company, missed a few of our doors in the upgrading. So they provided another quote to get those doors they missed updated on the system. So that was an additional $9,000 that they quoted.
But the original quote was to cover everything, right?
It was, correct. But what BankPac told me was those doors were missed in the original quote, so therefore we didn't actually pay for them in the original update. Does that make sense?
BankPac came in and was gonna evaluate the whole
Yeah.
kit and caboodle. Do you remember that? As far as like,
Yeah.
so why didn't they evaluate the fire alarm system at that time?
Well, the fire alarm system, the security system, and the fire alarm system were done with two separate times. The fire alarm system,
So were we paying two monitoring places at one
No.
time?
no. When we switched from, I think it was SimSpire was the original one, to BankPac, we didn't pay two at one time. BankPac took over the fire alarm system. They fixed a few issues along the way, but now it's gotten to the point that it's beyond fixing, it's total replacement at this point.
So here's the problem I have, and you know, we've talked about it.
Yes.
I'm gonna have a hard time voting for any money for BankPac
Right.
until they fix their problem as far as the security side. Because we asked for a quote, and we asked for them to do everything, okay? And they bid, it was a bid process, right?
I believe so, if I remember right.
Best way in the world to keep them having a low, to get the bid is to not figure all of it in the quote. You know, I mean, maybe that happened, maybe it didn't. I don't know. I don't care. When you quote something, when you make a bid and you quote something, you promise somebody you're gonna do something for X amount of dollars, you need to do it. I don't know that I'll ever vote to give them another penny until we straighten that out, and it needs to be straightened out in our favor.
Right.
You know, I don't think we should be liable for that other $9,000. Not our mistake. It's gonna be hard to look real favorable at them until that's done.
So they're in the process of doing some security repairs right now?
No,
That's what we're talking
that was
about.
the additional security repairs.
Okay.
uh, That they
Oh, okay.
closed.
So what I'm hearing from Alderman Messick is that you need to contact them and
Yeah.
bring that to their
Yeah,
attention.
yeah, we need to work that out before we go farther on anything.
Next item.
Next item. So just update on aquatic renovations. I know we touched on this here and there, so I just wanted to kind of wrap up where we're at. Sand filters have been installed, plaster's been complete, the lights on the deck are complete. We have 3 lights that are actually in the water that need to be addressed, and those will be addressed in the fall whenever the tile work's done on the outdoor pool. And the lily pads, we got to open them up this past weekend, so very few items left on the agenda to finish up.
That's good, that's good.
The slides are working well.
Yeah. So the basketball courts in the rec center, we have a slight issue of the floors buckling due to humidity. We had a real big humidity problem whenever our chiller was out for a little bit. Now that the chiller's fixed, it's extremely cold in there, but now the heat side's not working, and we believe it's due to a lightning strike that hit the building, because we have had to repair lights throughout the whole building. One of our AON units, one of the controllers was taken out on it, and I got a quote today for that, and it was about $13,000 for that. All this lightning repairs have been turned over to insurance, so we're just waiting on insurance to straighten all that out. And we've had, back to the basketball courts, we've had Allied Boiler come out and assess the heating side of it. We believe the boilers aren't hauling like they're supposed to, that's why it's been so cold in there. They haven't been able to give us a resolution, so we're in the process of setting up an account with a different company to come out and give us a quote, because this company, Dakin, has a tech that went from REA, that used to service our AONs. He switched over to Dakin, and he's a real smart gentleman. He lives in our area here, so we call him, he's there, so we're trying to get an account set up with him.
So we're not gonna do anything to the floor until we get everything else straightened out, right?
Right, you have to get the humidity
Yeah.
issue figured out before it's worth trying to figure out the floor. And we've got areas caution taped off, that's the worst, and have signed,
So it's not
caution
that
sign.
same area by the office that was buckling before, was it?
That area, and then the area right next to, you've got that little breezeway that goes from the court to the restroom side hallway. That right there, those are the 2 worst areas.
Oh, so it's kind of the same.
And we had, Kurt Mills came out, and he sent a gentleman that specializes in wood floors, and he brought a meter that he stuck in the floor. And he said the humidity in the floor is 10%, which he said is high. And he says it's probably because of that breezeway being right there is why.
Pulling air and stuff.
Yeah, it's why it's such the worst, because you can look through the floor and you can see a little bit of rippling on the other parts of the floor, but nothing like that area where that breezeway is at.
We didn't get that fixed.
We did, yeah, we did get it fixed.
But
And the
it's-
other issue they said was it's possible that there wasn't enough gap left whenever they put the floor back down between the wall and the floor for it to float and expand.
How long ago was that we got that fixed?
It's been about over a year, maybe about a year or a year and a half. And I've got Stacy Slayball with Scott St. John's office. I've been talking with her because she's the original engineer when we redid the floor from that water damage, so.
Yeah.
She's trying to help us out a little bit too, to figure out what we can do to fix it all. But the key thing right now is getting the humidity down in the
Is it
building.
happening in the other rooms and stuff?
No, it's mainly just the gym there, yeah. I mean, you can feel the coldness throughout the rest of the building, but the wood floor issue is mainly in the gym.
And that all started with the roof, right, isn't that
When the
cause?
chiller was out?
Yeah.
Yeah, when the chiller was out, there were several mornings that we came in and it looked like somebody had just like sloppily mopped the
Yeah.
hallways, like they were just like,
And the track too.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
track upstairs.
It
Yeah.
was- Yeah.
Wet.
and then people were like, who mopped the floors?
Yeah.
I'm like, nobody mopped it, it's condensation, but they were really slick, so we were doing our best to try to mediate that because it scared me a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, everyone good with that? We'll move on to old business. Just touching on some events that we held during the summer. I believe some of these we've talked about at previous meetings, but we had the Good Friends Music Fest, some softball tournaments, Red Raider Soccer 5K, a craft show. The big event we have coming up, it's an annual event, is a Race for the Ages in Fred Edmond Park. That'll be August 28th through September the 1st. They'll have the Ada Wright building rented out and all the shelters, and they'll be in the park for several hours. And next on our agenda, so we talked about the rec center membership pricing, discussed that. It went to board, mayor, and alderman. It's been approved. We've had a few members ask about the senior couple membership. Ms. Trusler reached out and asked us to talk about this as well. That was an option that was not included when we did the revamping. So that Ms. Trusler wanted to bring it back up to talk about it. Those prices up there are the original pricing that we used to have for the senior couple membership. 55 in the city for a month, 60 if you were in the county. A year was $330 in the city, and then the county was $360.
So what did we move, and I appreciate you bringing this up, what did we move the senior, just the individual membership to how much? Was it
The senior individual was moved to $260
260? Okay.
for a year, and then $50 for a month.
So what I'm hearing from, especially from my spin class, a lot of seniors that are a couple, and I guess what they're falling under, I think, is the family membership. And to me, I think if you're a senior couple, you're probably, it's just you and your spouse. You're not probably still having your children live with you and all of that and getting the membership. So I think I would like to keep that, if possible, and if y'all obviously agree with this, have that senior membership of that or is it 260 for individual?
It's $260 for an individual, yes.
To either stay the same for a couple, or not go up to 500. Because right now, the senior is going from a senior individual at 260 to, if, it's up to 500. I think that's a big jump, especially for those on fixed incomes. I've heard some people say, I'm not going back on it. And I think a lot of our membership is based upon a lot of senior couples. So I don't want to lose people. I think it needs to be a little bit more reasonable. I think 500 for a senior couple that are having to jump into the family membership is a little excessive. But that's for everybody to discuss. That's just my opinion.
Well, I mean, you're hearing that from people there, so that's.
Oh, I agree. I
The
agree.
important side of it.
I mean, you're just not, we really didn't look at necessarily, I guess we probably did away with a couple membership, the senior couple membership, which we wanted to simplify, which we did, but I think that part might have gotten missed. And, I mean, if it's $250 for a senior individual, I mean, maybe you take it back to where it was as a senior couple membership to do $350, something like that, versus a $500 where they're doing a family membership. That's probably what I would propose, but I would definitely bring it up to you guys, what y'all think.
So the pricing we have now, we took the county pricing, and that's what we moved everybody to. So, just to put it in perspective there, so the family, there was two different options. Family was $440 in the city, $500 for the county, and then our family's $500.
Mm-hmm.
And then, individual, which we have, for a county was $305. I'm sorry, for the city was $305, the county was $365, and we put it at $365. So this old price sheet, when we moved everyone and simplified it, we went to the county rate.
Right.
So just so everybody has kind of a base of where we started at.
So is there still a county rate?
No.
It's
We
just
done
all
away
the
with that,
same.
didn't we? I
Yeah.
thought so, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
We
strictly,
just tried to simplify it, which is good.
Yeah.
But I think the senior couple membership went away, and, the couples are going out into the family, which is probably more than what those on a fixed income would,
So a family
Should pay.
membership for a year is
500.
500.
So your senior couple went to 500
Yeah.
instead of 360,
Yeah,
and
that's
they're
a big,
upset about that. which I can understand.
What is a senior couple? What is a senior? What age is that?
60 and over. But if you have a couple that one's 60 and one's 55, as long as one is 60 years old, they both can get the couple prices.
Yeah, I agree with her. I don't think they should be forced to pay a family rate because they're not bringing kids to the pool or.
Right, yes. I mean, if you know, I think your definition of a family is that lives in the family, and your senior couples are probably not having their, they could have their 40-year-olds living with them, but probably most of them
I
aren't.
hope not.
So I guess what I would propose is that if we could maybe add that senior couple membership back and have it at what it was at $360. And if there was a senior, and keep that senior individual, I guess, at $260, which is what it is right now. Is that correct?
I think so.
Individual for senior now is 260, yes.
Yeah, just have the couple what it was at $360.
For a year.
Uh-huh.
And then do you want,
For
for the
a
month
month.
rate?
I guess just what it was, probably the 60 per month.
60 per month.
So do you need a motion to amend that?
Yeah, so
You want to restate that just so we?
Yes, so,
You can make the motion.
I'll make a motion, we keep the senior individual at $260, add senior couple membership to $360 monthly at $60.
And I'll second that.
A motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Well, listen, make me understand one thing before I vote, okay?
No.
So
Discuss now.
the senior individual is 260.
Mm-hmm.
So for two people, it would be 520.
If you double it,
If you
correct.
double it.
Mhm.
So we're going back from 520 to 360. 360 is where it was, right?
Correct. For a senior
For a
couple.
senior couple.
For a
Now, a
senior
family's
couple.
gonna still be a 500.
Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Did you want to look at?
I got an aye vote. No, I don't.
Okay.
So it's basically going to give a senior couple.
A pretty good break.
A break.
But that's
140.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, what they
Yeah,
were,
yeah.
what they were at.
140 discount.
Uh-huh.
Us old folks don't get enough credit anyhow.
You do
you
get
know?
credit, older
We
we
need
are.
more than just the senior Dr. Pepper at Hardee's.
You get
Whatever,
that?
a quarter or whatever they charge. And we own and can't be hard on your equipment, so.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
All right. So the next item, the employee membership, this was brought up in our department head meeting last Thursday. The old pricing was $25 for an individual, $50 for a family. This is the current pricing. Your individual is $182.50. The family couple is $250. I'm guessing the mayor had made the comment that he has heard from other employees that that was a big jump too quick, and so he was wanting to entertain the idea of reducing that number down.
So, restate that, is this what that's what it was?
This is what it is now.
Okay, what
It
was
was
it? I'm sorry.
$25 for an individual, $50 for a family. $25 for individual, $50 for a family.
Oh, for the, okay.
And then I think,
I
if I
gotcha.
remember right, what we
This
did
is-
is we took
yeah.
half of what a
Membership.
membership would be, and that's what we were charging the city employee.
Yeah, I sort of feel that that's, the Board of Mayor and Alderman, I mean, that's an employee benefit, sort of, so.
So all the city employees, but at the rec center department, y'all don't get that, right? Y'all didn't get
Sure you do.
$50.
Right.
You did?
Yeah, if it, like my
If
family,
you're full-time,
yeah, so my family,
not part-time.
I would pay $250 for my family to be a membership, yes.
So, what about part-timers?
So part-timers, under the current resolution, I believe it's if they work 1,000 hours a year, then they can benefit from having that. So
Yeah,
that's something else
full-time.
we need to discuss, is
Mhm.
possibly changing that.
How many take advantage of this?
That was the reason why it was brought up, because not many
Not
people
many.
take advantage of it. So by making the price more than what it was,
It's good to do.
it's not helping the situation.
So
I know I sat through these meetings and I know I voted on this and I voted to change prices and things. And maybe I didn't look at it as closely as I should. I don't see why we can't give the employees of the city of Manchester free access with no cost, no membership cost. I mean, it's a perk. And I've always been for treating the employees well, you know?
You might have your taxpayers ask for a perk though, too.
Well, that's true, but there's not too many. I guarantee you, if you
I know.
give it to them, there's not gonna be too many go, you know?
That's the reason I said, it's a benefit that the Board of Mayor and
Yeah.
Aldermen would, or the city government would afford to the employees of the city. Along with that, do you also have to, is that the school system and everything?
They're employees of
We're
the city.
employees of Manchester City Schools,
Yeah.
I think.
So that's different.
I think it would be, yeah.
That's what,
That's what the
that's what it's been
This
explained.
is gonna be like the
That's
water
what-
department, the fire
that's-
department, the police,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Board of Mayor Alderman.
Yes.
So before the individual was 50 and a couple was
Individual is 25.
25,
50
Couple was
for a
50.
family.
okay, 50 per family.
I
I can see
don't
it
really
both
care one
ways.
way or
We want to
another.
bring more people in, I mean, obviously don't wanna, yeah.
Well, the biggest part of our employees are underpaid anyhow, everybody except you, AJ.
I think,
And they just voted you another raise.
Oh, did they? I missed that one.
I missed that too. Yeah, I don't care, I mean, it doesn't matter to me, whatever y'all want to do, I'll go along with, but
so you've just been told that that was a big jump, which it is a big jump, 25 to 182 and 50 to 250.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, but I think that the mayor has asked for maybe it to be reduced back to what it was. Is that
Or not that big of a gap
not that big of
between
a
the.
gap? So,
Maybe 50 and 100? I mean, or is that still 50 for an individual for, that's for the year membership.
Yes, that's for a year, yes.
That's great.
and that's still a benefit.
that's, yeah, it's good, that's what I said, I'm happy, whatever you want to do, I'm okay.
I don't disagree that.
I'm pretty easy most of the time.
I'll make a motion that we revise that to what it was before. The individual at 50 for the city,
25 and 50.
25, and the year for 50.
Okay, we have a motion by Leslie to revert back to what it originally was.
Second.
Second by Alderman Massey. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Ah.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next item, so the financial report is different than what I've been showing you. The finance department has taken over our Beck reconciliation. So they're not using the spreadsheet that I used. So these numbers is what they provided me. It's not, I can't really compare it to previous months, years, because like I said, they're doing it a different way than the way that we were doing it. So what they provided was June's bank balance was the one over the 1 million, and July's bank balance was the 838,000.
But that has no
Hopefully that
Yeah, I
doesn't
don't really-
continue.
membership numbers or anything like that. That could be anything that was spent to
Yeah, that could
to
be.
maintain or to operate the rec
Right,
center,
and
correct?
that's where numbers in there too that they
Recreation
provided.
department, I should say.
Yeah, so like where we sold items on Gov Deals as surplus, that number's thrown in there. So this is just an overall of the whole department budget. It's not just showing the 1 month type thing. If that makes sense.
Do you know where you're at on your budget as far as line items? I mean, are you,
Well,
we just started, so,
started
yeah, that's
doing
right,
it,
yeah, so you should be
Yeah,
good.
so Anthony, sorry, I mean to interrupt you.
Yeah,
Anthony, in department head meeting, said that he's gonna start meeting with us about quarterly to go over where we're at. And
that's a
then
good idea.
He's also gonna meet with us and talk about where we ended last year. So he just hadn't set those meetings up yet.
If y'all would like Anthony to come here and meet with the whole board once a quarter, I think we could arrange for that to happen if you would like that.
Yeah.
Probably be beneficial, wouldn't hurt, so.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Or at least twice a year, maybe.
Something like that,
Whatever's
yeah.
good with his
Did you
schedule.
get it?
Got it.
I'll see if I can't set that up.
So we talked a while back about the skate park. The mayor visited the skate park, saw some users there and asked them for their input on things that they would like seen and done. So this is just a follow-up. I met with Public Works concerning the concrete and some of the uneven areas. George said, probably in the off-season a little bit, he can address those issues. And I forwarded him the email that was provided to me by the skate park user, so he has that documentation. Miranda, who's now mainly working in the park, she's working on the shelter option that they had asked for. And I had reached out to American Ramp Company and asked them about a half pipe. So metal half pipe, about 28 foot by 20 foot, roughly $55,000 to $60,000 for that, because that was an item that they wished to have in the skate park area there.
Do you have money to do it?
I haven't looked at the budget quite to answer that question, to be honest.
Would you do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Could we not build our own shelter? It's just like a picnic cover, right?
Yeah, Miranda's she's
Okay,
getting
so
quotes.
somebody's doing that.
Yeah,
We're not gonna farm that out to anybody. We're gonna do that ourselves, right?
I'm believing so. Miranda has been hired to pretty much take care of everything
Yeah,
park.
outside, yeah.
Right. And then us are pretty much, from this point forward, eventually, once the tourism department gets established, is gonna take care of the rec center side. So, the park budget will eventually
Yeah.
fall under tourism, so that'd be more of a question for.
And there should be enough money even in the tourism budget to pay for that
Yeah.
if we need to. How long will it take us to get that built?
Well, that's buying it from the company and, then shipping it to us, so.
And we have to install it, I guess.
His quote didn't say install, so I'd have to reach back out to him. I talked to him on the phone, and that was just the number he provided. But I'm thinking that's us installing is what I'm thinking.
You want to use that?
Yes, yeah, I will.
Find us, if there's a new person that takes care of the parks, is that correct?
Yes, so Miranda's been hired as the athletics coordinator under the tourism department that's being formed. So she has been tasked with taking care of the park side.
Okay.
All the maintenance of the park's gone to the street department. George is mowing and,
So will she come to this meeting, or?
We can ask her to,
I mean,
ask her to come, yeah. But she's not gonna be the head of the department. She's the athletics coordinator at the moment. They don't have, department head has not been defined yet because the city is still in the process of forming the department. So from my understanding, by December, that department should be, where it can be formed.
So does like the rec center go away? I mean, it just seems like it's going in a different direction or something.
no, it's not gonna go away. There'll be one big umbrella. It's gonna be called the Department of Tourism. And under that Department of Tourism will be rec center, event center.
And the reason I ask about somebody coming from the
Yeah.
park side of it is because this board does discuss a lot of
Right.
park issues at different times.
Well, and once we get the Department of Tourism created, the department head would be the one that would come in here, because they would be over all that. I mean, unless you want somebody else to come in, and anybody that you guys want to come in, we can get to come in.
No,
Yeah.
you've explained, so.
Yeah. It'll work just like any other department, like street department, or, yeah. Hey, I think we ought to try to get this done. Maybe we can put that on tourism agenda and see if we can ante up some money from them for that. What do y'all think?
That'd be
That's
good.
fine.
Where's it going?
So we would have to pour a concrete pad.
Behind the,
So where the grass area is inside the skate park, where the bathhouse used to be, we'd have
Concession
to
stand.
concrete that in, because that's where it would sit.
okay.
So that'd be more than,
It'll be more than $60,000, but
Yeah, you
Yeah.
throw that.
we're gonna pour the pad
Are you
ourselves,
doing it
so.
up there because the space exists?
Mhm.
the shelter for that's gonna go,
The shelter is gonna go where the kiddie pool used to be. It's that gravel area right there inside the skate park,
okay.
is my understanding.
So if we get tourism, Danny, about half of that, then you can scratch around your budget and cut loose, surely. It's not that tight, yeah.
What if you do away with those fire? Never mind.
You're gonna make the first run, aren't you?
Yes, you know I will,
Good.
yeah.
Good, good.
You get your
I'm gonna
skateboard
go
ready.
right through the middle of it, right down the middle, that level part.
All right, any other discussion on that one? All right, so we talked about the Riverview School area. I spoke with Dr. Vaughn. I also reached out to Mr. Hargrove with the county school system. Dr. Vaughn emailed back, said that historically the Coffee County school system has taken the lead on that facility. He said whatever direction is gone with it, he says that a plan should be devised of, you know, who's gonna pay for the demolition of the site, what legal steps are involved. You know, there's also the historic component of the site, you know, what's gonna be put in its place for the historic side of it, and then that whole plan brought before both school boards for approval.
So we wanted to tear it down, do we still want to tear it down?
Well,
think
it
so.
needs to be a
I think
safer
so.
place. We need to do something to make it
Yeah.
a safe place to
don't think
utilize
that-
what's already there.
I don't think there's money available to address the third part of it, and that would involve a lot of restoration.
Historical component of, yeah, no, I don't think so either.
Didn't we
No,
agree on that?
Yeah.
Right, but it may be something like a
It's just a federal grant
monument
for
or
that.
something, yeah.
Sorry.
Some
Could
type
be
of
a
federal
grant.
grant for that. I don't know.
And I can tell you who would know or could figure out, and you do too, is Bonnie.
Oh, yeah.
I think the historical component, I think it's like Ms. Tressler said, I think it's some kind of monument or plaque or something there commemorating that area.
So we could tear the building down and just put up a plaque and
Former
be, satisfy everybody.
Right, and some
Yeah.
Yeah.
parking, so you could utilize that as a trailhead there.
Yeah.
With all that's been built in behind it.
Right.
I think that would be good. Now, who would take the lead on that? The county school systems, or just both of them, county and city?
Well,
Or,
I think it'd be up to us to come up with a
plan.
plan and then present it to both school boards and say, this is our vision, and are you okay with it, and these are the steps we're gonna take, type area.
So we're gonna plan, I mean, we're gonna tear down a building and put up a plaque. That's planned. But I mean, do we need to be more detailed than that?
Well,
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, what's
I
the
think it would
cost?
entail parking.
Landscape and
The cost
parking.
involved.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll probably help to have some kind of rendering of what
Yeah.
the area's gonna look like after it's said and done. You know, probably,
It's a little rough, but you're basically clearing up an eyesore.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So is that something you can do, AJ?
yeah, we can work on it. yeah.
Can you?
you know, some kind of a monument that describes what was here, the history, and, yeah. And like you said, make it in a trailhead, that would be great.
And I think that's probably something you'll have to present to each school director
Right.
and let them present it to their boards.
Yeah. I think the biggest item to address first is gonna be the cost of demolition, because of the age
The
of it,
abatement.
and possible asbestos and that type of thing. I think that's the first answer we need to get, to figure out what that's gonna be before we,
And the fire department can't use it for training, I don't guess.
I don't think so.
not.
No. I mean, I don't know, we could ask them, you know?
Can the city tear, can George's?
Well, that's what I was sitting there thinking. I don't think tearing it down's a big deal, but if you're gonna get involved there, I mean, it being a city building or a county building, I'm sure there's gonna be, look, if it was out on farm, we'd take a track hole
Right.
and knock it down and put it in a hole somewhere.
Right.
You know, dig a hole and bury it, but you can't do that here.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be all the asbestos abatement
Clean up.
issues and stuff like that that we have to contend with. So I don't, we can't just call Ray Vaughn and tell him to come and haul it off. But,
Tell someone
to push
miss
it
that
down the
curve
hill.
on
Yeah.
the building.
Yep.
Yeah.
Push it Emil.
Maybe we could get some bids on what's, what it would take.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That would be a great start.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll start on that and see what, we'll start on the demolition side first and see what that cost is gonna be, and then we'll go
Yeah.
from there.
I appreciate you staying on this.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
know I've fussed on you enough about it, so.
Well, I'm trying to keep you from fussing on me.
You're doing
I'm trying
good.
to
I
do.
appreciate you. I do, yep.
My goal is, my aim is to please. So I'm trying. Be a tough crowd sometimes, but I'm
Well,
trying.
you're doing a good job right now, so.
You've about made him just want to drive over there and miss the curve and drive through the building.
Well, that would accomplish some things.
He said the building would
In
be
a
gone.
truck.
and
That's
Mark
right.
Messick would
In
be
a truck
happy.
Kinda love my truck a little too much for that, to be honest.
I thought you were taking a city vehicle.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Just don't take the new van, okay?
Katie would have something to say about that.
Yeah, we would work hard for that new van.
So I just want to touch on pool hours. So this is our pool schedule now through end of September. Right now, we're running Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10 to 1 through August. And then we're going to run also 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Mondays through Thursdays through August. This is the outdoor pool I'm talking about, obviously. And then once September hits, we're going to move to just weekends only, Saturdays and Sundays in September. And right now, we're just offering the concession stands on the weekends. We tried during the week, but it was not making enough money to keep it open, so we're just doing the weekends at the moment for that. And then we'll also have Mako Swim Team. They'll be starting up later this month, so that's why the indoor pool area is kind of choppy there when it comes to the hours. So, and then also our classes that we offer and that type of thing as well. And then, of course, on Labor Day, we'll offer this pool only from 12 to 5. The rest of the facility will be closed. That'll be indoors and outdoor pools on Labor Day. So we're talking with a company called Coco Flow. They have a recreation software system called Rec Plus. They reached out to us about joining their program, being part of what they're calling the Founding Partner Program. It'll be no cost to the city to be a part of that. They'll get their money from the end user. 1% transaction fee will be charged for each transaction. That'll come from the user to pay. And then we have to provide input back about how the software is working. So basically, we're on the trial part. Now, we're going to run this software in conjunction with our current software to make sure that we like it before we totally switch over to them.
Start say who handles the complaints of how it's not working.
Yeah,
So,
So we've got a meeting set up with them later, or actually next week, to see the demo side of it. And then, once we get through the demo side of it, then we're gonna run both systems side by side to just make sure that it's what we want, because our current system that we've had for the 20 years the rec center's been open, it's not user-friendly even for our staff. I mean, we're doing 12 clicks to do one daily visit, and we've tried streamlining it, and we've gotten to the point now, we've
is there
streamlined
not
it.
some kind of software that would just, they could stand in front of a camera and their pictures on there, and if you're a member, you're in?
Nah, that'd be great if there was. But,
This will be a lot better, though.
Yeah,
boy.
this is-
This will be a lot better.
yeah.
Is this also gonna be used like employee scheduling, timesheets, that kind of thing, or is that something
That'll be,
different?
that'll be something different. City Hall's looking at a new system for that, because we are using, we're paying for a separate system just for employee scheduling, but the system that HR is looking at will do scheduling, payroll, all of that together, so. But this is strictly just for the rec center operations, sign up for programs, sign up for memberships, renting a facility.
Okay.
And there'll also be an online side of it that'll be more user-friendly, where you don't have to come to the facility and rent a shelter, or buy a membership. You can simply go on your phone and do it, type thing.
Very good.
So, the demos we've seen, virtual, looks like it's really easy, user-friendly. Like I said, it's not gonna be 12 clicks to do one transaction. We worked with our current provider as far as we can, to simplify as we can. We've gotten to the point now that the answer we're getting when we ask, hey, can we move this little toggle to the end of the transaction? They're telling us, no, it's not possible. So the biggest issue we have is because of the 4% surcharge that the city charges for credit card transactions, every time we click an adult or a child, it pops up wanting us to say, are we using a credit card or not? They can't put that on the back end. So that's what's adding a whole bunch of steps to it. And then the last item under new business, of course, in conjunction with the install of the new chiller, we're gonna do our annual maintenance week, September the 22nd through the 26th. Still working on our list of items that we're gonna address, but it'll be painting, cleaning, and then fixing other items that we typically can't do. while the facility's
Is
open.
that Fair Week?
No, Fair Week is the week of Labor Day. A couple of years ago, they moved Fair Week.
Right.
It used to be the week after Labor Day, then they moved to the week of Labor Day, which for us is not ideal situation because you've got a city holiday in there. So we'd have to try and work out giving people their holiday off, plus trying to get all the work done we try and do during the week. So that's why we've just kept it that second week of September normally.
Okay.
But because of the chiller install coming, we're gonna combine it all into one and do it that way.
Makes sense.
Anything else anyone would like to discuss that I've not covered?
No?
Our next meeting is scheduled for September the 10th at 4:30 here in the boardroom. That is all that I have.
You've been pretty quiet. I'm not sure you're gonna get paid for your meeting today.
Start now.
Mhm.
Motion to adjourn,
I'll make a motion.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
I'm gonna abstain.
I'm gonna abstain.